Hi guys, Jill here, and I wanted to show you a mini book that I'm almost finished with, along with, I'm going to show you how I did the tags inside of it. Pretty simple, but I figured I'd show you the tag when I showed you the book itself. So, I know a lot of you, like me, watch Laura, who's following the paper trail, and her latest mini was, wish I could remember the name. This one had a little different name, but it is just a whole bunch of paper bag that you flip around, and then you add some tags to them and watch her show. She's on Ustream, and she shows you how you do it, and you get the measurements from her patterns. So this book is the one that I did along with her in the class, and it's a Halloween mini. This one is a simpler mini. I didn't want to add a lot of embellishments or a lot of bulk to it. So as far as the binding goes, I used covered chipboard, and I used the 6x6 pack, and actually I used an entire 6x6 pack and a few extra sheets on this mini. This flower that I'm using, Rena sent to me. It's one of her black swan flowers, and I was just thinking I need something dramatic here on the cover, but not a lot, because I didn't want to cover up this paper. So it was perfect, and I just hot glue gunned that on. I used some of the twigs from the Tim Holtz collection of die cuts, as well as the leaves, and I did those out of canvas, and this is just the sticky back canvas that I painted just black with your, what is it? Mine was Americana, but you know, whatever was on sale at that point, which is the lamp black is what I had got. And so I just painted the sticky back canvas and bound the book. So the inside, I again used all the Eerie collection, and there's little pockets. I used an EK6S bat punch on everything, and these are the pockets, and they're really cool because you have a spot for photo here and here, and this one I cut a little too short. They should mimic each other. And then when you open it up like this, you have a spot here and here, and then this right here is actually the paper bag that she split in half, and that's what makes two pockets. And this is just 4 paper bags and some cardstock and some 6x6 paper. This right here is a pocket that you can put a tag in, and then it flips, and mine's not liking the flipping quite yet because I think I should have had a soft spine. But hold on, let me close this, and you probably can't see, but there's your 4 frames. So there's a lot of spots for pictures. So with the tags, what I decided what I wanted to do was something on the craft to kind of accent this, and see, you could put the tags there in the pockets. I'm just doing these pockets at this point, and this is just a 1-inch hole punch right here. So this is the tag that I'm doing in the pockets. I'm doing 4 like this, and then another 4 that I haven't decided on yet. So I figured I'd just show you really quickly how I did this one. And as you can see, I went for the colors to mimic the paper. And that's where my color chart really came in handy, because I was able to look and go, well, that's citrus, the purple twilight, and then I used the sunset orange and terracotta. So my color chart was really helpful. Okay, so there's the mini. And then, like I say, here's the tag. So the tag itself, let me put this away. Get that out of the way. The tag I cut to 5.5 by 4.25. And so it's your standard card size. So I got 4. I needed 8 of these, not counting the inner pockets that I haven't decided to do yet. So it's just 2 sheets of paper to make all the tags. So I just cut that down, And then I did the corner chomper, which is the deco shape. And then I left the bottoms. I didn't add ribbon because I don't want the ribbon sticking out of the book. I was thinking I might, depending, I might add this little round journaling stamp. I still haven't decided on that. And my goal in this is to use some of these stamp sets. You guys, you see me buy them, like especially the $2 set that I just got, this one right here, from Big Lots. So my goal is to use some of my stamps that I hadn't used yet. So I got this last year actually at Scrapbook Expo, and it's from the Eerie collection. That's that set I just showed you, and I think it's called Boo. Yeah, the stamp set's called Boo. It's one of the smaller basic gray sets. And then I used the spiderweb from that stamp set, and then this is Creepy Wine Labels that I got on clearance last year after Halloween, and I'm going to use that little bat. So, let me just show you. Okay, so as far as the skull goes, I created a resist, and I already did all of these because I had to wash my stamp in between use. So this is the acrylic paint dabber, which is pearl. All you do, and I'll show you with this stamp, just kind of mimic, you just tap onto your stamp, and then you stamp it. Once you're done, I did 4 of these, go and immediately clean it. You don't want the paint getting in your stamp. And then I just came over it with my archival ink in jet black, and I offset it a little bit. So that's going to create that nice resist. Okay, and then I'm just going to come in with those colors that I showed you earlier. So we'll start with citrus, and look how bright that pad is. I didn't think, it's the funny thing, because I just got Purple Twilight and Citrus. And the orange one is not one I've had around a long time either. I had a lot of the earth tones like terracotta. See, this is the old style pads. And the Sunset Orange was newer, and that's the new style pad. So it's funny that I use these as one of the first, you know, colors that I just got, and I already start using these and not the others because they're not colors that I really thought I'd use. So all I do is I'm using a clean foam pad, and this is actually an old rubber stamp because I got the sets of the Ink Central tools, and I use those for my distress inks, and I have full sets of those. And this is my one I use for alcohol inks, things like that, and it actually, you know, it's an old school stamp. So you're just going to rub the color onto your paper. Start off of your paper, and then just go in a circular motion on your paper. Then, just because these colors are so bright, I come through and I wipe off my craft mat, which I work on. You guys see I work on this a lot. And then we're going to come in with the orange. Yeah, just wanted to make sure I was on screen there. Change out the pad. And on this one I just used the 2 colors a little bit here. So a lot of the Sunset Orange I'm going to come in with. And see, now that yellow-ish green is blended with that a little bit. But if it's not, like, see how that kind of has a line to it? Just come in just a little more ink. And see, now you blend them together a little bit better. And then we're going to use that same orange pad again for the terracotta. And that I just kind of, again, started off of the paper and just kind of pull it in just into the edges a little bit to deepen that orange. And wipe my pad off again. Sorry about the music. I'm going to let it go. Hope it's not too distracting, but it's the alarm clock in the bedroom. Okay, so now we have the purple twilight. And I get a nice soft blend towards the middle, a little bit harder on the edges there. Okay, and then clean once more. And then while I have the purple twilight, I'm going to do the Boo stamp. And these are all my Tim Holtz grid blocks. I'm really liking them. And again, I think it's all about the grid. But they're easy to store. I keep them just in this little baggie here. And look how big that one is. I've got some really big ones in here. And I just find it's easier to line things up with them. And they're not bulky. Okay, so just stamp Boo with the purple twilight. And I liked it on the green the most. And I did like a little sample to say. And then we're just going to stamp in the last of these two stamps. And here's the spider web. And here's why I like the grid blocks. And I showed you this tip before. What I do is I set the stamp itself down where I want it. And then I line the stamp pad up. Not the stamp pad, the block. So see, the block is lined up with the tag. So I can do 4 of them where that's going to be in the same exact spot. Okay, so just again, line up your bottom corners. And I like the way that these mounts, you can kind of tell exactly when the stamp is giving too, so you don't press too much. Set that aside. And then lastly, I had a bunch of the little bats on there. And this one I thought, other than the edging, which I'll show you, I thought this would be a really great thing to show you with this archival black ink. My stamp has a flaw in it. And it's not stamping very well. And see, this wing is really giving me problems. Let's see if I can't get a little bit better one right here. So that's a little bit better. Okay, well, a lot better. But with the archival ink, something nice is it matches the Sharpie. So I just come in, and I'll come in over here and fill that in. But it's really nice to have that, because knowing that the black matches. Okay, so the last thing I did was edge it. And I actually edged it with a Sharpie in black the same way I do with my gold pen. You're going to put more pressure on the background piece of paper and pull towards you. And that gives you a really fine line. Another great line would be to use the jet black archival ink pad. They create a nice fine line. But I find with this I have total control, and this one is the big thicker one, and then I had it out anyway to fill in those bats. So again, I have 2 of my 4 tags, and then I'm going to do another tag for this. If it's something interesting, I'll come back and film it for you. So there you have it. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day.